Obesity doesn't just change how the body looks, it transforms how the body functions at every level, driving metabolic chaos that can silently fuel cancer. One of the most dangerous consequences of excess body fat is insulin resistance, a condition in which cells stop responding properly to insulin, the hormone responsible for controlling blood sugar. When this happens, blood glucose levels rise, the pancreas overproduces insulin, and the body enters a chronic state of metabolic stress. Elevated insulin and insulin-like growth factors do more than disrupt energy balance. They directly promote cell proliferation and inhibit the normal death of damaged cells, laying the foundation for multiple cancers, including liver, pancreatic, breast, and colorectal cancers. In insulin resistance, fat tissue becomes an inflammatory organ, constantly releasing cytokines that increase oxidative stress and weaken the immune system's ability to identify and destroy abnormal cells. Meanwhile, high insulin acts like a fertilizer for tumors. It encourages cell growth, prevents apoptosis, the natural death of faulty cells, and even stimulates the formation of new blood vessels to feed growing cancer tissue. This biological storm creates a body environment where cancer cells thrive in silence, often for years, before any warning signs appear. But this process is not irreversible. The body can restore insulin sensitivity and metabolic stability through deliberate lifestyle and nutritional changes. One effective and evidence-supported approach involves integrating foods that naturally help regulate blood sugar and reduce insulin spikes. Cinnamon and whole grains are two simple yet powerful tools in this fight. Cinnamon, especially Ceylon cinnamon, has been shown to improve insulin receptor sensitivity, allowing cells to use glucose more efficiently and lowering overall blood sugar levels. It also reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, two major byproducts of obesity that drive cancer risk. Adding a teaspoon of cinnamon to oatmeal, sprinkling it over yogurt, or blending it into smoothies can help control glucose fluctuations throughout the day. Beyond its pleasant flavor, cinnamon functions almost like a metabolic stabilizer, moderating the hormonal surges that feed cancer-promoting pathways. Whole grains such as oats, barley, quinoa, brown rice, and whole wheat complement this effect by releasing glucose slowly into the bloodstream. Unlike refined grains, which trigger sharp insulin spikes, whole grains contain fiber, resistant starch, and essential minerals that slow digestion and support a steady energy release. The soluble fiber in these foods feeds beneficial gut bacteria, producing short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and enhance insulin sensitivity. This means each serving of whole grains not only stabilizes blood sugar, but also helps recalibrate the body's immune and metabolic systems over time. To make this protection part of daily life, small adjustments are key. Replace white bread, pasta, and rice with their whole grain versions. Begin the morning with a bowl of oatmeal flavored with cinnamon, nuts, and berries instead of sugary cereals. Pair meals with high-fiber vegetables to further reduce the glycemic impact of starches. For snacks, choose a handful of almonds or air-popped popcorn over processed sweets. Each of these changes helps the body escape the cycle of blood sugar surges and insulin overload that quietly feed cancer risk. However, food is only one part of the prevention equation. Physical activity remains essential. Exercise draws glucose into cells without relying on insulin, directly improving sensitivity and reducing insulin resistance. A daily 30-minute brisk walk, cycling, or strength training session enhances metabolism, reduces visceral fat, and lowers inflammation, all powerful cancer prevention effects. Regular movement is not only about burning calories, it is about restoring hormonal communication between muscles, liver, and fat tissue. Sleep, stress management, and hydration also matter more than most realize. Chronic sleep deprivation elevates cortisol, which worsens insulin resistance and weight gain. High stress keeps the body in a state of constant alert, increasing sugar cravings and further destabilizing blood sugar. Meanwhile, dehydration interferes with metabolic waste removal and increases oxidative stress. Addressing these factors helps the body remain in metabolic balance, a state that cancer cannot easily exploit. Cutting back on processed foods, especially those high in refined sugar, trans fats, and additives, is equally important. These foods create a rapid insulin surge followed by a crash, training the body to crave constant stimulation and accelerating the development of insulin resistance. Processed meats, sugary beverages, and deep-fried snacks also generate advanced glycation end products, molecules that promote inflammation and cellular damage. Replacing them with unprocessed, whole, colorful foods restores biochemical balance and gives the body tools for self-repair. Cinnamon and whole grains represent more than flavor or texture. They are symbols of a broader shift toward natural, stabilizing foods that help the body return to its intended rhythm. Combined with steady physical activity, hydration, and rest, they form part of a lifestyle that actively resists the hormonal and metabolic disturbances fueling cancer risk. The warning cannot be ignored. Obesity and insulin resistance create a hormonal and biochemical environment where cancer finds opportunity. But the response doesn't require deprivation. It requires awareness and consistency. Each time you reach for whole foods instead of refined ones, each time you season with cinnamon instead of sugar, you are sending a message to your cells: slow down, stabilize, repair. In a world where metabolic disease and cancer are increasingly intertwined, prevention begins in the smallest daily rituals: morning meals, mindful eating, and choosing real food over convenience. The power to reverse insulin resistance lies within reach through patience, nourishment, and self-discipline. The human body is not the enemy. It is capable of renewal as long as it is given what it truly needs: balance, movement, rest, and the steady wisdom of natural foods.